So my friends and I, we have these. Forgot what they're called. Not infinity bracelets, but like forever bracelets or whatever, where they like
They like weld it onto you.
weld it, if you want to call it welding. It's this little thing and it goes and it has this tiny little spark. So if you want to call it welding, yes, we'll call it welding. Anyway, and so I'm telling the other half about it, and I was like, "Look, we got our second one." And he goes, "You can't take those off?" And I said, "No, I can't take them off." And he's disgusted in the sense of like claustrophobia has taken over his body and he's having a really rough time with the fact that I can't take these
You've
off.
been shackled.
And then he's telling me about all this like fears that he has. He goes like, if I have a wet t-shirt, it has to come off because it's too tight. And then he's telling me this story about this boy who fell down this crack in the earth apparently, and but his big head saved him, and like if they dug him out from the top, he would have fallen through. So they had to mine underneath him to push him up instead. And he goes, "That is my worst fucking nightmare." And he's still going on. It's fucking scary. That thing.
We are a minute and 38 into this, and we've already talked about a big-headed boy being saved.
That's amazing. It's wonderful. I mean, and Kay's chastity belt that apparently Ryan is very worried about getting into. So he's not into like handcuffs, fuzzy or otherwise, is what you're saying. Like there are no eyes involved.
No, because you can get them off. All right, handcuffs, Ryan. Yeah, all good. All good with handcuffs, apparently, because there's a key.
What if you don't have the key?
What if you don't?
Cable ties. Ooh.
Cable ties is a no.
No, they were too tight.
Well, that's good. That's actually good to know, Kay, because that would be kind of scary if he said yeah, and all of a sudden he's like, zit.
As long as the cufflinks, the handcuffs are put on ethically.
As long as the handcuffs are put on ethically.
Ethically. Oh well.
So Kay, I want you to have him Google the Nutty Putty Cave incident.
Ooh. Ryan, Google the Nutty Putty Cave. No. He just said no.
There was a like spelunking where you like for some fucking weird reason go crawl through caves. This guy went the wrong way and was stuck like upside down for like 30 hours.
Oh my God.
He's still there. It is absolute nightmare fuel. So if you ever want to go down that rabbit hole, the Nutty Putty Cave, there's a picture of like where his body was. Whoo boy.
I would not go down that rabbit hole or any hole. I don't get these people who spelunk into places that can just maybe sort of finagle through and hope that they can get through the other way. Like cats have more sense than that.
No shot. I don't even like it when the tables are too close at a restaurant,
Yeah.
let alone I'm going to crawl through a cave. So
it got me wondering, do you guys have any like weird phobias? And not that his is weird, although the bracelet thing and it's freaking him out. That's kind of weird because I can't take them off.
Mine would be there was a couple of years ago when you like are on the freeway and you go like under a viaduct, there were kids who were throwing rocks off of the viaduct and they would break your windshield, and this guy died because they threw a rock. It went through his windshield. So I kind of almost, not every time, but sometimes I'm going under a viaduct and I'm like, it just like, I don't know. Like that's a weird phobia of mine.
Okay. Thinking that kids are going to throw rocks at your windshield and
just
die.
or something's going to fall off. You know, I'm going 80 miles an hour.
That's so specific, though. Under a viaduct.
Yeah, very, very specific. You don't even know how to pit anymore. You've been in London.
Any overpass / underpass. You never know there could be somebody there throwing rocks at your windshield at all times.
Absolutely.
How do you like meander through, like, say, getting in and out of Detroit? Because I'm sure you have to drive under several of those.
So it's not all that, I wouldn't say it's like every viaduct I'm like, it's, but every once in a while I'll think like, yeah, that would suck.
Justin, do you have any weird things?
None of them are weird for me. I'm mean, heights, claustrophobia, midgets. Scared of all the regular things. So
Midgets are pretty scary. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
right, exactly. That's
You guys.
it can come at you from like underneath a table. You could be sitting at a high top, just enjoying your cocktail. Next thing, they're just biting your ankles, coming at your crotchal area, and you don't see them coming. Especially if there's a tablecloth involved.
You guys ever heard "Short People" from Randy Newman? like the Toy Story,
Right?
You know what I mean? He's got a song that's just like extremely rude to short people. Look it up. Short People, Randy Newman.
You think Randy Newman would like all people? He seems like just kind of an affable, agreeable chap. He just like everybody. But then again, midgets aren't people. I think we've established that on this program, right?
One of the lines in the song is "Short people got no reason to live." Like it's wild coming from Randy Newman.
They have reasons to live.
I'm telling you.
My God, they have to like guard their pots of gold. They have to like show you the way to the yellow brick road. There's lots of reasons. You know,
who's going to be at the end of the rainbow?
Right, exactly. Who's going to wear that Ewok costume? You going to CGI all that shit? No way. Forget about it. I mean, there wouldn't be a WrestleMania 3 if it weren't for the greatest match that involved midgets.
Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for stopping by. This has been a great episode this week. Please like, share, and subscribe.
I don't know what our debate is today. Is our debate, are midgets scary? Is that what our debate
No, because the debate has been answered. They're terrifying.
Oh my God, that's too much. Oh Lord.
How about we talk about, for starters, that baseball is a crazy sport. Like, I know there's 162 games, so it's absolutely insanity. Like, you can have the best team in baseball, and all of a sudden it can just be like the worst team in baseball, and vice versa.
Stop bullying me. I'm
I'm
not
bullying. I'm just making.
time.
You
It's
look
really
at like
not
how
bullying.
the last like 20 games of the season, it's absolute pandemonium. You want to talk about like a sport that has parity? All of a sudden, like damn near half of the American League is like got a chance to get in the playoffs when it looked like it was just so crystal clear and all just set in stone at about, the All-Star break, and things have just gone absolutely nuts. It's absolute insanity.
It was Tigers, Blue Jays, Yankees.
No questions.
And now I cry.
The Mariners, who had no business going anywhere near the playoffs, have won 15 of the last 16. They could end up with the #1 overall seed. It's insanity.
I'm not having fun.
I've got this theory that no two teams in Detroit can win at the same time, and I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think any two teams have won at the same time.
No, so Kay, you're right. There's never ever been a calendar year where all 4 Detroit sports teams went to the playoffs. It's never.
But
it's never
funny,
happened.
I bet you there has been plenty of calendar years where 0 Detroit sports teams went to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I mean we went
plenty.
through the worst decade of sports I think any major market has gone through. I mean, from the Red Wings' last championship to just nightmare fuel. It was terrible, and now everybody's like kind of good, and it's like we don't like. Again, like I said this last week, like I don't know what to do with my hands. Like this.
Yeah.
Is,
The thing
Well,
is, kind of good.
You,
Kind of good is so much worse than just being bad, because kind of good gives you just this little flickering of hope, like, oh, maybe we'll get it. And then if you're not, then the next year, like, you're not getting that number 1 overall pick. You're not getting that marquee player. You're just going to be hovering around getting slightly worse, slightly worse, slightly worse.
it's like masturbating but never finishing. You never get to the climax.
Clearly, you don't know how to masturbate.
I was gonna say I figured that one out.
Yeah. If Detroit needs help, trust me, I can get you a national championship, World Series, Super Bowl, Stanley Cup combo if that's what it takes.
It's at least worth watching. I mean, I would like 2018 when everybody was just garbage. Like I wasn't even watching sports. I'm just on Netflix. So it's at least like I've got, even if I'm disappointed, I'm here. Doesn't matter, had sex. You know what I mean?
I thought he was referring to me masturbating was worth watching. I'm like, it's not.
No, not
I
into
mean,
that.
the faces are. I looked at it in the mirror. I recorded myself. It's not pleasant. It's not great.
Okay.
Hey, you saw the video I sent
share,
you.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce. Justin's Sweaty Socks and Justin's Sauce with Justin, Kay, and Tom. Where no sport is off limits and neither is any topic.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh my god. Yeah, baseball, guys. It's really depressing. I don't understand how this has happened. I don't understand how Scooball has wrecked someone's face as well in the process. What the fuck is happening in baseball?
It's absolute tragedy. And the funny thing is, depending on where you are in the country, it's either absolute tragedy or wow, amazing, a miraculous turnaround of events.
Yeah,
So-
we did it last year with the Tigers, where we came from absolutely out of nowhere and then stole our way into the playoffs. And then this year, we're the best team in baseball up until the All-Star break, and it's just kind of been a tragedy since then. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting baseball playoffs. I think even with the Dodgers' $7 billion payroll, I don't even know if they're a sure thing. You know, I remember like growing up, the Yankees, some of those Yankees teams were you just knew that there's no way anybody's going to beat them. But now, I don't know, it's parody. It's good. It's fun. I like it. I'm having fun.
Can I say, though, in one personal note, because, of course, I'm out on the West Coast and PNW, and because I've always been a Mariners fan, lifelong, ever since before I even moved here, I've been on the bandwagon this entire time. And last night, the Mariners clinched a playoff spot, not an AL West division, not the pennant, just a playoff spot. And they went back and they had, like, the plastic up in the locker room clubhouse, and they were spraying the champagne, had the goggles on. I was like, that's kind of cringe. Like, I get it. Like, you don't get to play us very often, but really? Like, if they win tonight and Houston loses, they're the AL West champions. Then have the champagne. What you're doing right now is just making everything sticky.
Yeah, the champagne for just a playoff spot is a little cringe. I'll give you that.
Right. I mean, the Mariners have been, like, abysmal for most of their existence, but still. I guess when the Lions finally, made it to, like, the NFC Championship game a couple years ago, feels like forever ago now, did they champagne up the locker room?
We
would
would champagne if we would lose by 1 touchdown to Green Bay.
And then the
Cleveland
Browns can make Green Bay their bitch. That's the NFL. That's one of the reasons that the NFL just drives me absolutely bonkers.
My 2 favorite teams are the Detroit Lions and whoever's playing Green Bay. So that was absolutely fantastic.
And very necessary for the rest of us NFC North fans, I might add.
It was delicious watching the Browns beat the Packers. I love it.
And again, fuck the Bears, still in last place. So.
Yes,
Yeah, I played Caleb Williams in fantasy football this week though, so that was not great. 4 touchdowns from that moron. Come on.
That's too bad. And if the Minnesota Vikings were your defense this week, you would have scored like 40 points.
Yeah. The one
I think
what was it? Is it Justin Rogers or I know his last name's Rogers. I can't think of his first name, but
Aaron?
No, not him. On the Vikings, he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown, and 2 forced fumbles. I mean, good God, what a game.
Wow.
It's B-Flow, the defensive coordinator, putting the right players in the right position at the right time. It's just mastermind.
Yeah, I guess so.
Meanwhile, I had Ravens defense, which gave me -4.
You took the Ravens defense against your highly touted Detroit Lions offense?
They were. I did, but again, I didn't do my lineup.
Man.
I didn't do my lineup because I was away and I didn't even think about it.
Kay was in
and
Transylvania. I mean, come on.
I was in Transylvania, and I gotta say, I'm number 1 in my league. So
I just assumed you were in bondage and you couldn't get out, so you're unable to use your phone to call 911 or change your fantasy team, which would have been first and most important.
In the basement of Dracula's castle, she couldn't set her lineup.
And I was away with 3 other ladies, so you can.
So why would you and 3 other ladies go to Transylvania? Here's a side note that I'm curious about.
But before we get into any other topic, can we get the latest news, please, Tom?
Let's do some news. If anybody watched any NFL this weekend, you saw Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champion, former Seattle Seahawk, now on the Giants, is garbage. So head coach Brian Daboll has benched Russell Wilson, and they were going to start Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart. He was wearing gold chains. He is, I don't know anything about Jackson Dart, but I am excited to see him play. They had a couple of spot lineups for him, but Russell Wilson is no more. My question to you guys, do you think another team picks up Russell Wilson?
Nah,
probably.
He'll be the serviceable. I mean, they didn't release him; they just benched him, right? He'll be the backup.
Yeah, they just benched him, but I feel like he'll be taking phone calls.
Oh, he might be taking phone calls, but with the offensive line that the Giants have thrown out there, my guess is they're going to need a backup quarterback, and I feel bad for the young rookie who will now be thrown into that broken and probably will be, he will be one day the Detroit Lions' next Jared Goff. Someone else will pick him up and make him probably into a serviceable quarterback, but he's going to get his head coach fired, the offensive line revamped, and then they'll move on from him, and he'll find his success somewhere else.
But yeah, Russell Wilson, 3 touchdowns on the season, 3 interceptions, and 3 losses.
Yeah. Now, in the game before, he had a career high in passing yards. He went for 400 plus yards, a couple of touchdowns, kept him in the game. He did throw a pick at the end, which they ultimately lost. But then, the next week, oof.
It's been hard to watch. Sorry, Russ.
No, don't be sorry. That guy's a fucking asshole. Whatever.
Yeah, he sucks. The story they played in Germany one year, and he said the whole team slept, and I just did lunges in the aisle.
On the airplane while they're riding home, fucker is doing high knees up and down the aisles, and then getting somebody
so angry. Sit the fuck down, man.
Yeah, he's on the sidelines telling his team you got to yell run, pass. You got to tell the defense if it's run or pass. There's 70,000 fucking people in this arena or stadium screaming. You think us yelling on the sidelines run, pass to these professional athletes is going to make a difference, Russ? I was also told that how the quarterback gets an office at the where the players practice. And apparently, when he was in Denver, he had an office, but it was the upstairs where the coaches had their offices. He's like, I'm better than all of you. So, again, fuck Russell Wilson.
Good. Let's go Jackson Dart. Let's see what happens. In other news, at 106 years old, Sister Jean of Loyola University is retiring and stepping down from all campus duties. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sister Jean. She is a March Madness staple. They show her constantly during March Madness tournaments. She is stepping down and retiring. I wish her well, but good riddance, man. We don't need that. The one shining moment that we get every year at the end of the March Madness tournament, you guys know what I'm talking about? They play the cheesy song and show all the clips. I'm done with it. Goodbye, Sister Jean. Enjoy your retirement. You're 106 years old. See you later.
Well, okay, so you're going to have to what does she do?
She is the campus minister and the chaplain for the men's basketball team. So what they do, though, is they wheel her out and they use her as a show pony, almost as their mascot. And they cut to the camera Loyola's down 35 to Kentucky in the first round, and they show Sister Jean just. It's terrible. It's cringy. I hope she's well. I don't.
She will die almost immediately once she loses purpose.
I don't wish her any ill will, but good God, man.
I don't know. Debatable, Tom. I think you wish her very much ill will.
No, I just don't want to. I just don't want to see her. I hope she's well. I don't
want to see her. I don't want to hear her.
I hope she's doing great. We went a couple weeks ago. We went to Olive Garden for the soup, salad, and breadsticks at noon for some reason, and it just smelled like a nursing home in there. And I hope that
you're my hero.
I just hope that all of those people are well. But I don't want to see you. I'm not here. I'm not interested.
There it is. He's trying to watch March Madness, and instead he's getting the sight, sounds, and almost smells of a nursing home. That's just it. And that's an uncomfortable place you don't want to be.
It's not where I want to be.
Yeah, put her back in the home where she belongs, not on my
Put her
TV
in the
while
home.
watching College Buckets.
Put her in the home. I want to see a drunk 18-year-old in a mascot costume. That's what I want. I don't want I don't need a 132-year-old woman in a wheelchair.
106.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah,
Yes, you said 100.
he swayed me. I at first I was offended, but now I'm 100% on his side.
Wow.
So then, final thing I've got here: Notre Dame 1-2, Clemson 1-3, Alabama 2-1, but playing Georgia this week, so they will be. You can book it 2-2. How the mighty have fallen in college football. What's going on?
Tom's locks. I like it.
Tom's logs.
I don't have many locks.
We're revisiting like 1994. The Miami Hurricanes are like the powerhouse now all of a sudden in college football.
I'm telling you, it's a very strange new college football landscape. I like it. It's just interesting.
It's that NFL
However-
money. All of a sudden, you got all these colleges. If they got one billionaire who graduated and he likes football, all of a sudden he's bought himself a college football team, and it's kind kind of fun to watch, I guess.
As the Michigan fan here, we spent $10 million on an 18-year-old, so who looks pretty good, by the way.
Yeah.
And how, would you like to look at his butt, Justin?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll take a look.
You're down
I'll
for
take
it.
a gander.
And how about that Central Michigan versus U of M game? That was an absolute just monstrosity. Yeah, exactly. You kneel down and just disappear.
Central Michigan, when you say U of M, is that the University of Michigan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
What was the score? What was the score of that?
Oh, it was like 50-3. That was tough.
It was pretty bad.
I'm assuming that the Wolverines won that game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
fight Chippewa is not so much fight in the Chippewa that day?
No.
Not so much time. It was 63-3.
But what is it usually? I mean, how often do they play, and isn't it always a bloodletting?
No, there was one year we beat State, and we celebrated like the fucking Pope was
Burn
coming
down
down.
the entire campus. Yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
I was thrown out of my friend's apartment when that happened. It was 2009. It was like during State's like glory days. Like they went to the Rose Bowl 2 years later and won it. It was like they were good. They were ranked in the top 10, and we had a like 50-yard field goal. We missed it, but they called the timeout, or there was a penalty or something stupid, and then we made it on the next try. And my friend Joe just very, not even politely, asked us to leave.
It was a wonderful day. I just remember, I don't remember much of that day, but I remember cops coming around to, I think it was Deerfield Apartments, coming to Deerfield Apartments in the parking lot area, and everybody standing outside with the dumpster on fire, everybody singing "We Didn't Start the Fire" as the cops were pulling in. And that's what I remember of that evening.
So what did you use to light it, Kay? Gasoline? Like soaked foam? What was it that you used to get that going?
There's a weird affinity for lighting things on fire at Central Michigan University. I don't know why. Couches, dumpsters, it was a thing.
Books, whatever you want, really.
No, books. You got to sell those back. So that was,
That's right.
Those are worth
money.
something. Those are worth
that was serious business.
That's right. Kay majored in couch burning at Central Michigan University. It's how you end up podcasting.
That's why I went to school for 5.5 years with a 4-year degree. Thank you very much. I made my parents proud.
Still do. Shout out to James.
Yeah, shout out to James. He loves this podcast. He laughs very hard at it every single week. And you know what? Thanks,
That's
Dad,
something
for
he
being
does.
proud of your little girl.
Do you have tickets to go see the Minnesota Vikings play in either England or Ireland, as they're the team
No.
that shit on and has played back-to-back games across the pond?
No, because that was my plan, was to go to the Vikings game. However, my two friends that I wanted to go with, they can't pull their thumb out and plan anything or devote their time to anything, and so they've let me
I
down.
really thought you were going to invite me to come to England and we could do this podcast, from O2 or Wembley or whatever fucking state, whatever they play football in.
Well,
Wimbledon, wherever it is that they play football in England.
that one's in Tottenham.
What's that now?
Tottenham. It's in Tottenham.
Tottenham. I've heard of that. Okay. Which is, by the way,
Tottenham.
one of my favorite breakfasts, the Tottenham. It's really good.
Okay.
That. Thank you.
Okay. Listen, you're welcome to come to England anytime you want and watch the Vikings play.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 games in Europe, don't you?
Yeah, they have to stay there in Europe. So absolutely catch some weird avian bird flu or crazy Chechenian disease while they're there. Team players will get sick, injured, who knows? It's not fair that we lose not only a home game, but that we have to play back-to-backs in weird time zone. You know how hard it is they're going to be so adjusted to your whatever time zone that is. There's no way they'll win when they get back. Probably two weeks of jet lag.
Why do the Lions never go over here? Why do they never
watch them outside of Detroit?
No, we don't play that shit. We're not going anywhere.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. Before we end this lovely, lovely episode of absolute, I don't know, just news, which I'm kind of liking. I'm kind of liking this whole just news thing. Can we get Justin's wise words of wisdom, please?
I think that everybody needs to take a page out of the playbook of the Miami Hurricanes we talked about here. I'm currently ranked number 2 in college football. It's like 1994 all over again. And an interesting factoid and something that I think could catch on and actually should catch on. Once you defeat an enemy, you do not just defeat them on the battlefield, you eat them afterwards. And the Miami Hurricanes, after slaying the Florida Gators last week, celebrated in the locker room by feasting on a giant array of barbecued gator, which to me sounds like exactly what you should do. And I'd like to point out that still on the Miami Hurricanes schedule for the rest of this year, they face not 1, but 2 Cardinals, Louisville and Stanford. Don't know what fucking Cardinal tastes like, but they're going to find out. The North Carolina State Wolfpack, and yeah, there's going to be some EPA and restrictions on that, but I'm sure they can find a guy, especially in Florida, that can get them Wolf, maybe an entire pack of. And finally, the SMU Mustangs. And I, for one, have no problem with eating horse if it means your team is going to win a championship. Shit, you can still see the marks where the jockey was hitting it. Is horse good? I don't know. But winning's good, and I'm all of a sudden on board with Miami Hurricanes. I wish they'd play the fucking Gophers, because you know what? Then they'd have to eat those greasy, grimy gopher guts.
I brought up how Notre Dame is 0-3, but I would be kind of interested to see if they played the Fighting Irish.
They'd put up a fight, but in the end, they're kind of stringy and wiry and not but go well with potatoes.
Are they also little people?
They're not. Come on.
This has come full circle like an episode of Seinfeld. Good God.
Masterwork. That's a masterwork right there.
Thanks for joining Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin, K, and Tom. You can watch the show on YouTube. Follow us on socials at Sweat Socks Pod. And if you want to chime in, feel free to send us an email at sweatsockspodcast@gmail.com. Until what?
We're on the socials?
Yeah. Till next time.
Stay sweaty!
You have to stay sweaty, Tom.
Till next time.
Here's to Sister Jean.